Good evening, students. So previously we saw sound chapter part 1A and part 1B. Today we are going to see part 2, sound part 2. Before that, let us recall the last topic what we discussed in the previous class. So before we concluded, we discussed about the properties of or the characteristics of wave motion. So let us have a recollect fast. So the wave motion is nothing but the periodic disturbance of the wave. Then we understood that the particles vibrate in the mean position up and down. So what is transferred? The energy is transferred from one place of the medium to another place with a constant speed. So with that we concluded. So today we are going to start the next very interesting topic in sound. So let's go with that. Today it's very easy and reachable for you. Okay. So we are going to see some terms related to wave motion. Before we learn what is the meaning of amplitude, I want you to go through this figure 1 and figure 2. Are you able to compare figure 1 and figure 2? You are seeing the waves, how they are transmitted. So you already know that what is one wave. One wave consists of one crest and one trough. One crest and one trough. Okay. So but still there is a difference between figure 1 and figure 2. So what's the difference you are finding? Look at the second figure. So here the wave has displaced to a maximum height on the topmost position and at the bottommost position. So from this we will understand that this maximum displacement of the particle of the medium on either side of its mean position is called the amplitude of the wave. So I hope you have understood this term, that is the amplitude means it is nothing but the maximum displacement of the wave. That's it. Okay. So the amplitude is denoted by A and the SI unit of amplitude is meter. So the first term is over. Now let us proceed with the next term. So we are coming to this time period. So it is very simple. So what is the meaning of time period is nothing but the time taken by a particle of medium to complete its one vibration. So one vibration, what it consists of? One crest and one trough, or one compression and one rarefaction. So if you want to define time period, you can say the time taken by the particle of the medium to complete its one vibration. So it is denoted by letter T and SI unit is second. Now let us come to frequency. This is again very interesting. Now you can see figure 1 and figure 2. So the figure 1, you see the time taken is 3 seconds, and look at the number of waves, and see the next one, it has taken only 1 second, but look at the number of waves. So what did you understand from this? So frequency refer to the word number. So number of vibrations. So the number of vibrations made by a particle of a medium in 1 second is called as frequency. So it is denoted by the letter F or small n or nu. Nu is a Greek symbol. Okay, Greek word, Greek letter. Okay. Now the SI unit of frequency is hertz. Now let us find the relation between frequency and time. So let us come back to this figure once again. Let us see this. So the time taken is, see for the first one, as the time is less, the number of vibrations are more. As the time is more, the number of vibrations are less. You can see from the diagram. Are you able to see? So 1 second, number of vibrations are more. 3 seconds, number of vibrations is less. So from this we will understand that F is inversely proportional to time taken, or if frequency increases, time decreases. Now let us come to the relation with the formula F is equal to 1 by T, or T is equal to 1 by F. Please note this point in your mind, children, because this is very important to solve numerical problems. One more problem can be easily solved with this simple formula. F is equal to 1 by T, that's all. And T is equal to 1 by F. Now, what is that? It is 1 by second. Time is, T is, the SI unit of time is second, therefore it is 1 by second, or frequency can also be written per second. So frequency, the SI unit of frequency is hertz, or it can also be represented by per second. Now, I have put 2 star marks here. So let us understand, this is something extra point which you should learn, or which is very important for a 1 mark question level. Okay, let us come back. What is that point? Now what is the speciality of frequency? It is nothing but the characteristic of its source which produces a disturbance. So the question will be asked like this: which is the characteristic of the source which produces a disturbance, which is a characteristic? So please don't confuse. You have to write frequency as a characteristic. So it is not depending on any other characteristic, it is depending only on the characteristic frequency, because frequency refers to number of vibrations passing through a medium in 1 second. Now let us come to the another point. See, I have put a star mark. All these star marks we will recollect after this session. Now let us see. The frequency does not depend on, there are two factors which it does not depend. So what are the two factors? One is amplitude at vibration, second nature of medium. Amplitude at vibration and nature of medium. So two concepts it is not depending upon. Two points where two characteristics which it will not depend upon. Okay, now let us come to the next one. So it is called as wavelength. So what is wavelength? So it is very simple for you to answer. Wavelength means it is nothing but the length of the wave, or the distance between two consecutive crests, or distance between two consecutive trough. We will understand through the diagram. Once again, if you want, I will explain with this diagram. So the wavelength can be told as two consecutive crests. So these are the two consecutive crests. So that will be the wavelength, or the two consecutive trough will give you the distance or the wavelength. Now how will you define that? Let us understand. So the distance traveled by the wave in one time period of vibration of particle of the medium. So this is how you will define wavelength. See, maybe your understanding is wavelength is length of the wave, or it is distance between two consecutive crests or two consecutive trough. But that is not the correct definition. So you have to stick on to this definition. What is that? The distance traveled by the wave in one time period of vibration of particle of the medium. So how it is denoted? It is denoted by lambda. So this is a symbol, Greek symbol, and the spelling for lambda. It is all in your Xerox copies, you can learn. So SI unit of wavelength is meter again. Now let us go to the next one. Wave velocity. Now we are going to learn about wave velocity, but velocity is a new topic for you. We will discuss that later, but still you can understand that velocity is connected with one more physical quantity, speed. Okay. So what is velocity? Speed. What do you understand from speed? You know, you have learned from your lower classes. Okay. Speed is nothing but the distance traveled by the body in unit second. You have learned. So S is equal to d by t. So instead of speed, you can substitute v, which is v is equal to d by t. Now let us come back. So how will you define wave velocity? Distance traveled by a wave in 1 second is called as wave velocity. It is denoted by letter V, and the SI unit is meter per second. Did you understand how you got meter per second? That's why I wrote the formula. V is equal to d by t. D is distance. What is the SI unit of distance? Meter. Time, second. What is the SI unit of time? It is second. Therefore, the SI unit is meter per second. Now, again there are two star marks here. See, the star marks are usually students will neglect. Please don't neglect. Let us learn thoroughly all the topics here. So let us come back. So wave velocity is constant for a given medium. So they may ask a question like this: which velocity, which characteristic or which term related to the wave is constant for a given medium? So you have to write it as wave velocity. So when the wave velocity will change, will it change? Yes, of course it will change. When it will change? It only changes when it passes from one medium to another medium. So the wave velocity is constant for a given medium, but it changes when it passes from one medium to another medium. So that means to say that one medium to another medium means maybe two mediums involved, from a solid to liquid or liquid to gas. Okay, so let us understand. Then there is one more star point I have written here. So velocity depends upon two important factors of the medium. So what are the two factors? That is elasticity and density. So these are the two factors by which the velocity of the time depends upon. So I hope you have understood this. All the terms we are going to recollect. I have written a recollect model tabular column also, so that let us recollect one by one. So what is that? The first one is amplitude. So what is amplitude? What is the keyword? Maximum displacement. So what is the SI unit of amplitude? Meter. What is the symbol? A. Now let us come to time period. What is time period? Time taken by the particle of the medium. What is the SI unit? Is seconds. How it is denoted? Capital T. Then frequency. What is the frequency? Number of vibrations. What is the SI unit? Hertz. And it is represented by nu or F. Now what is wavelength? The distance of the wave, or the distance traveled by the wave in one time period. Okay, so what is the SI unit? Is meter, and symbol is lambda. Now wave velocity, again you know, distance traveled by wave in 1 second, that is the SI unit is meter per second, and the symbol is V. So this way if you learn, then it's going to be easy. Please note down these points. When I'm after seeing the video, take down a piece of paper or a book. Better you can have a book and write all these recollecting points and the star points and prepare while you're preparing, that's going to be very, very easy. Okay. Now, there are two relations. One relation is already we discussed, F and T. That is, F is inversely proportional to T. F is equal to 1 by T. And one more relation we are going to discuss now, that is F and lambda. What is F? F is frequency. What is lambda? Lambda is wavelength. So how are they related? They are also inversely proportional. So F is equal to 1 by lambda. How? I have given a diagram here, relative diagram, so that it is easy. See, F is in this figure, F is more. F is more. So what will be less? Lambda is less. What is lambda? Wavelength. See the distance between the two waves, and here see the distance between the two waves, but see the number of waves is less here, but what is more? Wavelength is more. Number of waves are more, but what is less? Lambda is less. So from these two diagrams you will understand that F and lambda are also inversely proportional. So F is more, T is less. F is less, T is more. So two relations. Which are the two relations? F is equal to 1 by T, or T is equal to 1 by F. F is equal to 1 by lambda, or lambda is equal to 1 by F. So again, these four formulas are very important for you. You will get some numerical problems based on this. So I hope you have understood this topic. Based on this, we are having a simple graph, that is displacement time graph. What is a displacement time graph? Is nothing but variation of displacement with time when a wave propagates through the medium. That's all. Very simple. So put time in the x-axis and displacement in y-axis, and just show them how the displacement is varying along with the time. Easy. One more question. Okay. Now one more graph is also there, displacement distance graph. So the displacement distance graph is also called as a snapshot of the wave. See, again I put a star mark here. Okay, so whenever I put a star mark, think that is important. So this, so which is called as a snapshot of a wave. Suppose they are asking, write a note on a snapshot of a wave and describe through a diagram. So it is nothing but displacement distance graph. Displacement is in y-axis and distance is in x-axis. So now we have understood this point. We are coming to the next point here. Okay, so let us understand the relationship between lambda, v and nu. So what is lambda? Wavelength. V velocity, nu frequency. So before that, see your textbook has given directly the formula, but I have simplified little bit of this. Okay, so you know the formula, speed is equal to distance traveled by time taken. So please cross multiply. So distance is equal to speed into time. So distance is taken as lambda, because already you know wavelength is nothing but the distance of the wave, is it not? So for distance you can use lambda, and for speed I told you can use the symbol v, which is also called as velocity, and t is time taken. Now already you know that t is equal to 1 by f. So instead of t, what are you doing? You are substituting 1 by f in the formula. So you are making it as lambda is equal to v by f. So, or you cross multiply, you will get the formula, a relation as V is equal to F lambda. Again, a very, very, very important relationship. V is equal to F lambda is a very important formula where the numericals are based. So, please go through this whole derivation. It's very, very simple and you will understand. Okay. So, what is the relation we have learnt by sentence I written? So, wave velocity is equal to frequency into wavelength. See, V is equal to F lambda. So, wave velocity is equal to frequency into wavelength. So, this is the main parts are over. Now, we are going to come to a very interesting theoretical part already, which you know. Okay, so the comparison of speed of sound with speed of light, very, very important. How are you going to compare the speed of light and speed of sound? It's very simple. Okay, so the light waves and the sound waves, I have made two columns. Okay, so the light waves, you know, they travel in vacuum. Sound waves do not, a very important property, do not travel in vacuum. Second, the light waves are travel with the speed 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second, about million times greater than speed of sound waves. Here it travels with the speed of 330 meter per second in air medium. Now speed is least in denser medium. In case of light waves, speed is least in denser medium, but in case of sound waves, the speed of sound is more in denser medium like solids. We will have a discussion later. I'm just giving the theoretical part. Okay, so the light waves are, now this point is very, very important again. It's little confusing, please be careful. Light waves are transverse waves. Already we have discussed about transverse waves and longitudinal waves. Hope you understood, you know about transverse waves and longitudinal waves. So I'm recollecting once again. So light waves are transverse EM waves. EM stands for electromagnetic waves, which we will be dealing later. But you understand, light waves are transverse waves, or they are also called as electromagnetic waves. Now sound waves are longitudinal mechanical waves. Okay, sound waves are longitudinal mechanical waves. That also you know very clearly. We have learned in the part 1 and part 1A and part 1B. We have explained clearly. If you didn't understand, please go through that. You will understand better. Okay. Now let us come back here. I made a column. Simply for your understanding, I made a column. So light and sound. So see here, light travels in air 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Next, in water, 2.25 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. And in glass, it is 2 into 10 to the power of meter per second. So what did you understand from this data? You understand that light waves travel maximum in the less denser medium, or the air is air is much lesser than glass. Okay, the medium is much lesser than air, glass. Okay, so it travels with the maximum speed. Now let us come to sound. So in solids, the speed of sound is 5100 meter per second. In liquid like water, it is 1450 meter per second, and in gases it is 330 meter per second. So it is just the reverse case. Light is traveling maximum in air medium, but sound is traveling minimum in air medium. So better you understand these two columns and understand how it varies. Light and sound waves, how it varies with its speed with different media. Okay, there is only for your understanding. You need not mug up and all, just for your understanding I given. Okay, let us come to the last point of today. Okay, so consequences of large difference in speed of sound and that of light. Now let us come to the first consequence, thunder and lightning. You know this point very well from your 7th standard you are learning. Why is lightning seen first and later thunder is heard? So what is the answer? Because the speed of light is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second, but the speed of sound in air is only 330 meter per second. Therefore lightning, you see lightning first, later the thunder. Then the next is very interesting. You would have seen in athletic event, the gun will be fired, but you can see the smoke first, later the sound is heard with a small time lapse. So what is the reason? That also the reason is I have written there. The velocity of light is greater, much greater than velocity of sound. Already we have discussed. Now even in the cricket game, you can see the spectator hears the sound of the strike from the bat a little later than the batsman is seen actually making it. That means what? The batsman, you can see the batsman already hitting, but you will hear the sound slightly with the time lapse. So that also is because the velocity of light travels much faster than velocity of sound. So already we have discussed today what all we discussed. We discussed the terms related with the waves, then we learned two graphs, and then two graphs we learned about the relationship between lambda v and nu, then comparison of speed with sound and light, and finally consequences of large difference in speed of sound and that of light. So today is a very simple and interesting theoretical part of sound, so you can learn very easily, and many marks also can be scored very easily. So please prepare. Now finally I am coming to the assignment part. So you have to learn question number 16 to 28 in page 182. Okay children, so we will see part 3 in the next class, incoming class, which is little in a deeper sense. The topic is little deep, intense, so please get prepared for that. But try to finish off part 1A, part 1B, part 2 with all questions from 1 to 28. Okay, thank you, thanks a lot children. Have a nice day. Thank you.